Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, of great millstone, rule web, and a great example to the younger brothers in the truth. And peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. And Lord willing, this edifying listen. I can't say this name, Jagdish Parajap. I don't know how to say that, so forgive me. And he done posted on a couple of my pages. I don't know if this is, I don't know if he's sincere or he, whatever, Lord willing, is a sincere person. On one video, he said Esau is a shrimp, so I really honestly don't know. But he say, Paul say, and before I get started, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, Lord willing, they be an edifying listen and bring the clear understanding of what First Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24 through 27 mean. And it ain't gonna be nothing long. It just gonna, we're gonna go through it and break it down what Paul was saying. And he say, Paul says, this the comment, Paul says sports is an abomination. First Corinthians 9 and verse 24. Now Paul wasn't saying that sports is an abomination, but it's vain, you know. And that's what I was saying. I said, no, he was not saying sports is an abomination, but vain. He was basically saying, be like, he was basically saying, like the great athletes, how they give up a lot of things, sacrifice a lot of things, and focus on their sport, on their craft, on becoming the greatest at what they doing as far as sports wise, boxing, running, football, basketball, baseball, tennis, soccer, all these sports. They give it all they got for a corruptible crown and be better at it. So that's they, and we just don't go to the precept and get through. I mean, read through it. This the book of First Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24. It say, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. And the race that we running in is we running in a race uh, to the kingdom, you know, so that we can receive that prize. You know, that's the race we in. He was just saying that because he came up in a Roman citizen, and guess what? They had goddamn different gladiator games and things of that nature, and different entertainment and amusement, and people used to go hard to be great at those things that they was doing back then. It say, so run that ye may obtain, and all Apostle Paul was doing was basically giving an example, breaking things down. So like it about that. But it say, start back at the top. This First Corinthians, I forgot what I was saying, but then First Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 1, it say, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So all these people, say in regular terms, a marathon. You got all these people running in a race, but one gonna receive the prize. Whoever first received the first place prize. But in its truth, it ain't so. In its truth, it's more so whoever finished, whoever endured to the end, you know. But he just compared it to a race, and there's one winner. And ultimately, that's what it is, because we one body in your house shop. We a body, you know, and one group of people is gonna win this prize that we running in, and that's the elect, man. You know, it's saying every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to and strive for the mastery, just being great at something. Matter of fact, let's go into that word strive. And every man that strive for the mastery. Let's see what what the blue letter say about that.
Strong's G75.
Agonizomai.
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 Agonizomai. And it say enter to enter a contest, contend in a gymnastic game, to contend with adversaries, to fight, to contend, to struggle with difficulties and dangers, to endeavor with strenuous zeal, to strive to obtain something. And that's what we doing in this truth. In this truth, we got them contending for the faith. We struggling because we gotta suffer. We gotta patiently wait on the Lord with difficulties and dangers. Yeah, because we in the we in the belly of the beast. We in the beast system. No matter if you in America or you wherever else you is in the world, we in the rulership of the devil during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. That's finna come upon the whole world. We living on the earth where the market's finna come. So that's the race we running in. And the finish line is when the Lord returned and we kept the faith and we didn't bow the knee to the image of Baal. We didn't give in, you know, and that's what we contend, and that's what we contending with the adversaries. We fighting, and Apostle Paul also used the analogy of boxing. Don't be like one that beat us the air. But we're gonna keep going. We just gonna focus on this one precept. It's saying every man that strive for the mastery is temperate in all things. Yeah, he balanced. You know, he know how to cut things off. He know how to like say somebody who got a championship game. He not gonna be having sex with women and focused on no damn women. Like a boxer, so to speak. He not gonna be having sex and not training. No, he gonna be focused on this fight that's coming up. Or a racer. He gonna be before that race, he gonna be running, building up his wind, his endurance, working on his speed, stretching to where he can, because when you stretch that make you faster, doing different techniques to just working on his craft and working hard at it. That's the same thing we doing in this truth. We working hard at first pleasing the Lord, being obedient, doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord to the best of our ability. That's the race that we in. Resisting temptation to the best of our ability, praying to the Lord fervently, you know. And they say now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. And yeah, what's that corruptible crown? A damn medallion or a fucking a championship ring, or a belt, you know. That's a corruptible. They doing the things that they do for a corruptible ground. The athlete, it ain't saying that it's wicked. It's just vain. Like you doing all that or what? Some money, some measly money that's gonna be destroyed. That can't get you out of what's finna come upon the earth. So they doing it for corruptible treasures. Either it's money or prize. But what we doing, we storing our treasures in heaven. So we don't see our money yet. We don't see our crown. But we will receive that crown and we will receive that that treasure when the Lord return if we be of his elect and we endure unto the end. You know? It say, but we do it, but we an incorruptible crown. So everything we doing is to receive that incorruptible crown. The Lord say, let no man take thy crown. It say, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, least that by any means when I preach to others, I myself should be a castaway. Yeah, knowing what you teaching and not being a hypocrite and you teaching something that you ain't even doing, you know? So you got to keep yourself, you got to work on discipline. You got to discipline yourself in this truth the same way an athlete or whoever actor, all these people, they discipline themselves to be great at what they doing, but it's all a corruptible crown that's gonna be destroyed and never be remembered. But what we are doing, our legacy will go for eternity. This thing that we're doing right now is being wrote about in the heavens, and it will be presented before the nation of Israel and all the rest of the nations in the kingdom of heaven. Our stories will be wrote about, especially the 144,000. Then also the elect, also those who the Lord have mercy on this first go around, they're gonna be written about too, to an extent that large multitude of those who believe and didn't bow the knee to Baal, you know. But mainly that 144,000, that governing body, those who the Lord set up to teach and preach this word in these latter days, who doing it in truth and sincerity. Hey man, it's gonna be beautiful, man, in the kingdom of heaven. It's gonna be unexplainable. That's why we doing this so hard and fervently. You know, the Lord told us in Revelation. Let me go there, and then I'm gonna close it out. I feel like I hit the point, Lord willing, it was edifying. I mean, edifying. It made sense. Oh, way out the way. So like, so like, I know it's somewhere in Revelation. It's probably in two. I probably went past. It's probably right up in my face. Yep, right in my face. Like I said, Revelation. This the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse 10. I start there. It say, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, going into the man that's striving for the mastery. That's what strive for the mastery going to, because the word patient going to suffering, struggling, you know, hardship. But you kept the words of the Lord patient. I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And what do we have? We have this truth. We are in this race. You know, all we got to do is finish the race. Hold on to the Lord, get back. You know, even if we have to die by this truth or whatever, man, we going to do it and we going to keep on pushing, man. You know, because that's us holding on to our crown. We willing to die in Hamashiach. We willing to die in the race rather than to quit. Because if we die in the race to the kingdom, guess what? The Lord gonna raise you up. You know, the Lord gonna raise you up. But if you quit, then the Lord gonna put your ass to death. If you quit in this race of ours in this truth, the Lord gonna put you to death, your family to death, and it's just gonna be what the fuck it's gonna be. Because you quit. The Lord don't like a quitter. The Lord like fighter. The Lord is a man of war. You know, and warriors are not quitters. Even soldiers, they contend for the mastery. They work out, they run, they get up early in the morning. They just like a damn athlete. They go hard, they discipline themselves, you know, or they have to be disciplined. And that's the same thing it is with this truth. That's all that Paul was saying. You know, the same way these people, the greats or whatever they do, I don't give a damn if it's a scientist. The greats at whatever they do, they put a lot of time in what they doing to become great. But at the end of the day, it's all a corruptible crown. But what we doing here in this truth, in this beautiful gospel, this good news, us being called into this thing, we are striving for the kingdom of heaven. We are striving to be made perfect, to be righteous. We are striving for those things, man. You know. But that's pretty much the point. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Rule, who have been a great example to the young brothers in the truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Kwame Yashala, Baba Ball.